Welcome to Tea, Tales, and Talks, where we talk about spooky things, drink some tea, and try not to get too scared. I'm Sarah, I'll be your host.
And I'm Mackenzie, I'll be your co-host.
For these strange and occasionally unsettling tales.
If you like spooky stuff, history, ghosts, ghouls, witches, and mysteries of this world and others, then Tea, Tales, and Talks might be the podcast for you. Join us for all the paranormal tea, haunted tales, and spooky talks. New episodes drop every Monday wherever you get your podcasts.
Until we meet again, our twitchy witchy friends, stay spooky and
don't let your tea get cold.
Canadian Creepies is recorded on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, under the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. These lands and waters have been cared for since long before Canada existed, and they remain deeply important to Indigenous communities today. As we tell stories about darkness, injustice, and memory, I want to acknowledge the very real histories of colonization, violence, and erasure that Indigenous peoples continue to endure. A land acknowledgement can't undo that harm, but it is a reminder to keep listening, learning, and supporting in truth and reconciliation in meaningful ways. We share these stories not to forget, but to shine light, always with respect for peoples and nations whose land we live on. Canadian Creepies covers true crime, dark history, and disturbing events. Some episodes may include graphic descriptions or sensitive subject matter. We do our best to handle every story with care and respect for those affected. That said, we sometimes use humor and sarcasm as a way to process heavy content, never to disrespect victims, survivors, or their families. Listener discretion is advised. April 26, 2025, crowds gathered in Vancouver for the Lapu-Lapu Day Festival, a celebration of Filipino heritage filled with music, food vendors, and families enjoying the spring night. But before we get too into it, welcome to Canadian Creepies. I am one of your hosts, Valerie.
And I'm the other host, Amanda Joy.
And we are happy to be delighting the sounds of your ears. Did that sentence make sense?
It made sense to me. I
Amazing.
like it. A little weird, but that's what we're all about.
Hey.
English.
Yeah, English. That's right. Before a couple of things. Number one, shout out to Blood Moon Radio, a podcast, a Canadian woman content creator. She threw us in her newsletter.
What?
And that was really kind, and I loved that, and I thanked her, so I wanted to check out Blood Moon Radio. It's a witchy, spiritually great time podcast.
All the vibes we dig.
All the vibes we dig. Admittedly, I haven't listened to a whole episode yet. It'll take me like 6 months to get there. It's on the list.
Val has
I'm in September now, okay? I'm in September of 2025. And I moved my way through it. Also, I finally finished Witches in New York.
Ooh.
Finally finished it.
You've been working on that one.
I've been working on it. I finished it. So good, by Canadian author Amy McKay. Really good. And now I put that one down, and I immediately started the next book, which is called We Have a Ghost in the Room.
Ooh, I've heard of that one. You'll have to let me know.
Canadian author Anne McDougall.
I think that one's on my... I'm an old lady. I use Goodreads.
Sorry, it's called A Ghost in the Room. Mm-hmm. Supernatural Adventures in Historic Houses. That's one you've heard of?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
It's on my list.
Is it? Well, you can have this book when I'm done with it.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
And I think I still need to pass you off Practical Magic, because you said you hadn't.
Oh,
read
I did the audio.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I did the audio.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then I have to do the last one in the Practical Magic book series.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I can't help you out there.
That's okay. I'll get it from the library. You don't use it, you lose it. You have Easter minis coming up.
I do have Easter mini
at the flower shop I work at.
This is true. I'm very, very excited. My mom's picking up the backdrop for me. I had it shipped to the States because it's like $80 cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, you have family in the States. You can do that.
Yeah. So I just utilized that, and my mom is just like, this has been in the back of the car the whole time. What do you mean? So.
Well, now you've just put it on air. Nobody knows her name.
Nobody knows. But yeah, we'll have bunnies, and I'm trying to come up with my bunny names right now.
Flop should be one.
I think last year was Moo and Milk were their names.
That's cute. Mew, milk. And yeah. Should we get into it?
Yeah,
Back
let's
into
do it.
Okay. Picking up where I left off. So families were enjoying the spring night. Then just after 8 p.m., a vehicle drove into a crowded street where the celebration was taking place. What had been a lively festival quickly turned into confusion and panic as people rushed to help the injured. By the end of the night, 11 people were dead and dozens more were hurt, and Vancouver would never be the same again. Before we begin, I want to note that the information in this episode comes from reporting by CBC News, statements from the Vancouver Police Department, and verified details from publicly available records and documentation.
Woot woot.
I have to include that now. I don't have to, but why not?
You know.
Why not? You guys might as well know where I'm getting my stuff from.
I actually use that when I'm doing my own research because it's so hard to find things that aren't other podcasts now. So I'm like, if I want to verify where, like, what's true or look for more details, it's really hard because it's just, and it'll be like, yeah, listen here. Here's the story. Here's the story. And I'm like,
okay.
no, that I want articles. So
Felix needs to change the batteries in his Xbox controller. Real people, real houses, real production. You ready?
let's get into it.
You first. Phone down, undivided attention. Richard's here.
Cat is in the house.
Daisy's here.
Dog is in the house.
Do you want to come
Ready
sit
to
with
rock
me,
and roll.
Richard?
He's like, maybe. I'm deciding. All right. So, what is Lapu-Lapu Day?
Oh, this part's just going to be nice and fun.
It's a good old celebration time. I get to talk about it. I like it.
I'm excited to hear.
So the name Lapu-Lapu was an indigenous Filipino leader.
Now, it could be the emphasis on a... it could be an emphasis on a different syllable there. So it could be Lapu-Lapu Day.
Oh, yes, yes.
Something to that effect. Or the pronunciation varies based on...
cultural areas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, we see that with a lot of
Richard.
indigenous stories as well, or folklore.
Yes.
Folklore in general, but depending on where it comes. Like there's like 8 different versions of
Totally.
Goldilocks.
Yep.
So if it's been around for a while,
This is the compromise. Richard would not stop stepping on the keyboard.
he just wants to be a part of the podcast.
He's hosting with us.
We need to get him like a little director's hat. So he can...
You keep talking. I'm gonna do a story right now while you're talking.
So Lapu-Lapu is remembered for defeating Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan at the Battle of Mactan in 1521. He is widely considered a symbol of Filipino resilience and national pride. In 2023, the province of British Columbia officially recognized April 27th as Lapu-Lapu Day. Look at us go.
Okay, so he was an official in the Philippines that was well respected. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Just to reiterate.
Yeah, he... I just lost my place. Yeah, he defeated another explorer, probably somebody who was coming in to...
Colonize it.
Yeah.
So somebody indigenous to the Philippines
Protected their land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now us in Canada are also celebrating that.
We're recognizing it.
And
We're
I
showing
read
up.
that is because Vancouver has the largest amount of Filipino immigrants in Canada.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Did you know? Now
you know. Now you know. And for all of y'all, just for all y'all to know, taking in refugees and welcoming other people's cultures has always been a part of, it's always been a part of our government spending and budget.
Always.
Always. And every country has that. Every single country.
If you are Irish, you came here during the potato famine.
That's right. And that money helped your family then. So thank you. Not actually thank you. I'm thanking myself for saying that.
I love you. The recognition of this day acknowledged the historical importance of Lapu-Lapu and the contributions of the Filipino community in the province.
Yeah, they probably built the province. Well, built lots of Vancouver.
Well,
It's like Indigenous folks built a lot of the New York City skyline.
I actually talked about the Grey Nun building in one of the historical haunts of Old Montreal. That
Oh,
was
yes.
built with slave Indigenous people who
See?
were forced into it.
See?
Right? And even the Chinese, they were kidnapped, brought over here, and that's why we have railways.
And that's right. We have railways, and we're like, we hate Markham, and it's like, shut the fuck up, like literally shut up. Nobody I go to Markham every year. I love Markham. You have to have a car to live there for sure. Like you're not getting around,
But still.
Oh my gosh, it's okay. It's okay. I just realized, so I'm going to the dance competition. And I'm not gonna have a car.
I was just like, you're privy to something that I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna have a car. And
no.
there's no cannabis stores in Markham.
So you
They don't-
better stock
And
up
I am
before-
in Markham for 5 days.
You got to stock up.
I'm gonna
make
have
sure
to stock
you
up.
are
I'm gonna have to make sure
locked
I'm
and loaded.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Or one of my cousins is gonna be lending me their car. I'm gonna be saying, I gots to go to the cannabis store.
Are you able to like skip the dishes it? Uber Eats it?
You
'Cause
used to be able to like weed maps it. You used to be able
Because you
to.
can do that with
Oh,
booze.
yeah, you can deliver. Yes. What am I talking about? Yes, cannabis stores will deliver. The issue is that there are no, like as a bylaw, Markham voted against
Oh.
cannabis stores. So you have to go to Unionville to
Oh.
get cannabis. Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Unique.
Yeah. It's a choice.
That's yeah. That's where I was going with that. That's
Yeah.
a choice.
Yeah. So I'll just have to prepare for that. Sorry. Now everyone knows. Now everyone knows. And we're thinking out loud. Please
I like
continue.
it.
Thank
I
you.
like it. You know what? Sometimes
It's
you
good.
need to process that way.
I just clicked when I said Markham, and I was thinking about the cannabis, and I was like, I'm gonna be there. Okay, now we're
dig it.
talking too much about how the mustard is made.
You get a nice glimpse at our lives. All right, so the Filipino community is one of the largest immigrant communities in British Columbia.
Oh, see?
Yeah,
I said it.
Val knows.
One step ahead of you. I did the research.
Many Filipino Canadians live in the Vancouver region, where cultural organizations and community events are common. Events like Lapu-Lapu Day serve as opportunities to celebrate heritage, history, and community connections.
Think about how good those food trucks would be.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about like the costumes and like the music.
The music would be
Yeah.
next level. I can't even.
It would be wicked fun.
And just the smiles.
Everybody
Everybody
having
would
a
be
good time.
happy.
I dig it. We should make a point to
Go to Vancouver.
Yeah, just
Vancouver, sponsor us.
specifically just
yeah.
to witness this event.
Yes, I would love that.
So the Lapu-Lapu Day event is a public cultural festival. It includes food trucks, like Val just mentioned,
Hell yeah.
live performances, cultural celebrations, and community gatherings. This event attracts thousands of attendees, including many families and children. The street hosting the event has been closed for vehicle traffic for the festival. It was intended to be safe, family-oriented, a safe, family-oriented celebration of Filipino culture and heritage. This was not a random street or late-night gathering. It was a community celebration that was meant to bring people together.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be good times.
It was supposed to be just just a nice. They just do this every year.
Tradition.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through the timeline. The Lapu-Lapu Day Street Festival was taking place in Vancouver's, Sunset neighborhood. The event was held along East 41st Avenue, where streets had been closed to traffic to allow for the food trucks, performances, and pedestrian movement. By the evening, the festival was beginning to wind down, but large crowds were still gathered in the area. And by evening, they mean like 8 o'clock. They
Yeah.
don't mean 11 p.m.
This isn't a 1 o'clock in the morning thing. Yeah.
At approximately 8:14 p.m., a vehicle entered the area where festival goers were gathered. The vehicle was identified as a black Audi Q7 SUV. The SUV makes it worse.
Right?
Like
Large
it's not
vehicle.
like it's not like that one of those little low to the ground
Like
Audis.
my car?
Yeah.
John calls my car, he says that we have Cheerio tires.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Witnesses reported that the vehicle drove into the pedestrian area where people were attending to the festival. Where people were attending the festival. The vehicle struck multiple people in the crowd. That's rough, because I think we can all appreciate being to an event in our town where the street is closed. And it's kind of like fun that the street is closed. You're like, woo, I'm in the street. No cars can hit me. There's like that sort of that vibe to it as well.
It's kind of like here, Vineland Craft Show, they line the main street.
Yes, they do, yeah.
Like they are in like the parks and the school area, but they do line the whole street. So as you're walking up towards the main festival, there's tons of shops and people like stopping to get drinks at little like apple cider stands and stuff like that. Like,
well, in St. Catharines, James Street is routinely closed for downtown events.
Yeah.
Like in the Soil Festival, Grape and Wine, any excuse to close down James Street, they close it down.
they're like, woohoo, party.
Yeah, they're like, no problem. Here are the city's benches. Eyewitnesses described a scene of confusion and panic as people realized what had happened. Because you would just be like, what the hell, right?
Right.
Many bystanders ran toward the injured to provide help, while others called emergency services.
It would be very surreal.
You would just be acting purely on instinct. Like you'd be like purely adrenaline, fight or flight. I don't even want to speculate as to what I would do, because I have no idea.
I've been
It's very possible I would just run. I would like to think I would go into like...
I probably would too. My mind goes into like this, almost like this weird organizational mode when there's like a massive injury or like a medical emergency or like a car accident. It's like, okay, this has happened. What needs to happen next?
Yeah.
I need to do X, Y, Z. So like, I think I would be like, I don't know what I would do, but I think I would be level-headed enough to do whatever I needed to do in that situation, whether it was helping an injured person beside me or grabbing you and Felix and getting out of there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
And don't clip when I said I would just run, because I don't know that would be what I would do. And I don't think that would be fair of you guys.
Just don't clip it.
What a disturbance to reality, though. Like, you're in the middle of this huge celebration, just everybody's laughing, having a good time.
That wouldn't even be on your radar. That wouldn't even be a consideration.
Like, I think it would take like
day.
a moment for people to click and be like, wait,
okay.
oh,
so this is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would take a minute. Eyewitnesses described, I already read that. The driver was stopped and detained at the scene by civilians before police arrived.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. And Vancouver police and emergency services responded quickly to the scene. Multiple injured people were transported to hospitals across the city. 11 people were killed in the attack. More than 30 others were injured, many of them very seriously injured. And police described the incident as one of the deadliest attacks of violence in Vancouver history.
I remember when that happened, too.
Yeah, it was in, 2024?
2025, I think. I think it was last year.
Was it last year? I'm like, let me read this.
Listen, there's a lot of dates and numbers that go into this.
And I'm not good with them. 2025, yes. Yeah, because, okay, so that's how I got inspired to share this in podcast format, because I heard it on like Front Burner or some sort of Canadian news, maybe The House, some sort of Canadian news podcast I heard it on, and I immediately added it to the list because...
Insane.
Because, yeah.
Right?
This is,
huge.
Not many cases like this.
All right, let's talk about some of the victims.
Yes.
Who ranged in age between 5 years old and 65 years old.
This one I'm going to read along with you just in case we need a name.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I do genuinely try. Listeners, please bear with me, because I go through the podcast, like Val writes everything, and then I'll go through and I'll read everything, and I'm like, I don't know how to say this word. Let's Google this and go into like the pronunciation, howtopronounce.com or YouTube video, and then by the time I get here, I forget how to pronounce it.
And that's okay.
I forget what I've heard. Sometimes I try to write them phonetically as well.
Yeah.
So I can, and then I forget why I wrote it the way I thought it sounded, and I'm like, that's not right either.
That's not right.
But yes. So many had attended the festival with family members and friends. The event had been designed as a family celebration, meaning multiple generations were present.
I know, that's sad.
Like,
It's tragic.
I can't even imagine.
No.
Several victims were part of families, groups attending the celebrations together. Members of the Lee family were among those killed, Richard Lee and Lynn Nguyen, and their 5-year-old daughter, Katie. Oh my God. They were all killed in the attack. Their deaths highlighted the devastating impact on families who had come to the festival together.
Yeah, because they would have thought they were so safe there. Just with their friends.
Who wouldn't?
Right?
Right? Like, it's a big cultural event. There's tons of people there. They tell you, like, safety in numbers.
Yeah. Why would you even think? Yeah.
Right?
And the road's blocked off.
Also,
Yeah.
like, how did he get past?
We're going to find out.
Where was I?
Their deaths.
Yeah, their deaths were highlighted as the devastating impact on families.
Oh, you did read that. All right.
Oh, boop.
Don't listen to me. I repeat. I go back. I scroll up and down when I'm reading. Fuck.
I do the same thing, even accidentally, or like I'll miss, like just you lose eyesight.
Yeah.
Where you're going. There was Kira Salem. I think I said that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't.
Yeah.
Who was among the victims. Salem was known as an educator and counselor. She had been involved in the community work and youth support initiatives. Community members described her as someone who was dedicated to helping others. That's gut-wrenching.
Right.
While the festival celebrated the Filipino heritage, the victims reflected on the diverse communities of Vancouver. Among those killed and injured were people from Filipino, Vietnamese, blah, 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 blah.
From the Philippines.
From the Filipino, maybe that's why.
I think it's the Philippines. I think that's a typo.
We'll go with Philippine.
Yeah, from the Philippines, yeah.
She wrote this. She would know better than me.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know how you decipher my text sometimes. I'm just like,
Oh, me too.
It's my nails. I have super long nails. Anyways, there were also Vietnamese Canadians and Colombian backgrounds who were, among others as well, who were in attendance. There were more than 30 people injured, many seriously. Some families lost multiple relatives in a single moment. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Children were among both victims and survivors. The tragedy left families grieving survivors recovering from injuries and communities mourning together. The story of the attack is not only about what happened that night, but it is also about the people whose lives ended there and the families and communities who continue to carry on their memories.
And the victims are, I just realized I just have all the victims' names here.
Oh.
So I will say them. Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 11 of them. There are 11 of them. And I'll say their name and ages to the best of my ability. Jennifer Darbelay was 50 years old. Kira Ganapol Salim was 34. Vicky Bjarnason was 55. Glitza Daniela Sampler was 30. Glitza Maria Caicedo Sampler was 60. Daniel Sampertoro, so that must have been a whole... Yeah, 65. Jendel Seco was 27. Richard Lee was 47. Katie Lee was 5. Lin Huang was 30. Narissa Pangalugan.
Good job.
I know that's not how, like, I'm saying the syllables, but 46. And Kaiji Adam Lowe was I'm sorry. Never mind. Just disregard that name. I actually don't, because I'm going to go into it right now. Police identified the suspect as... okay, so sorry, before I do that, those were the victims. And I was reading that, just to know, I was reading that as straight from the Vancouver Police Department website.
Oh.
So they put the 11 victims, and then right after the
Oh, I see. Yeah.
the suspect or the accused. And I just think tonally, you don't have to do that. That was confusing for me to read.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take fault. I maybe could have read ahead a little bit, understandably.
But you would think they would have
just a different...
a different...
Why put them
Yeah.
together? That just seems
very
unnecessary.
That's a choice also.
That is a choice by the Vancouver Police Department.
Yeah. Weird.
Okay, so police identified the suspect as... Now, is it Kai G?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did look up that one.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I was saying the G
Yes.
part right.
Kai G. Adam Lowe he is a 30-year-old Vancouver man. It was my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
After the vehicle struck festival attendees, bystanders intervened and restrained Kai G. Or Adam.
Fucking G's, man. Like, good on you.
Yeah. Right? They were like, no. It's like when the Night Stalker,
Oh, yeah.
when that whole neighborhood just like,
Yeah.
we're like, no, we're not.
That's it. We got you.
I know, they got him. And he probably smelled so bad because he never brushed his teeth. He had like straight up halitosis.
Yeah.
Which I learned from Morbid. Shout out to them.
That's a great podcast,
Shout
too.
out Morbid. Vancouver police then took the suspect into custody. On April 27th, 2025, the suspect was charged with multiple counts of second-degree murder. Excellent. That's great. Authorities indicated that additional charges could follow as the investigation continued. Police stated that the attack was not being treated as terrorism. Investigators said there was no evidence of ideological or extremist motivation.
So not what everything that's going on in the States is?
Yes, it had nothing to do with that. Reports indicated the accused had a documented history of interactions with mental health services. So that's the catch. That's the catch. He had previously been diagnosed with schizophrenia.
That's rough.
But then I understand now, and I'm not ableist. Maybe unknowingly I'm a little bit ableist, and I will unlearn that as fast as humanly possible. But why did a schizophrenic man have a license
Access to a vehicle.
and access to a vehicle?
And you would think, like, that's not something that you just have a psychotic break. That is a condition that you have.
Can people with schizophrenia have a license? Was that ableist?
Oh, I don't know. That's a
me
good
Google
question.
that. Somebody is yelling at me so much right now. I'm so sorry.
There's this guy that I follow on. I'm horrible because I never look at what half the people's names are that I follow on TikTok. I'm just like, oh, I like your content. But he has schizophrenia and he draws what he sees as his way of coping. So like, if like there's a weird shadow or a plant, it looks like faces that like talk and mock to him, and he draws them constantly. And it's really cool what he does actually.
I've seen stuff like that. Okay. I am an ableist piece of shit. Yes, people with schizophrenia, don't clip it. Yes, people with schizophrenia can hold a valid driver's license provided their condition is stable, they adhere to treatment, and they do not suffer from active psychotic symptoms. But okay, so I'm schizophrenic. I get my license at 18. At 18, I am stable at that moment. Okay? Me getting my license at that time, I am stable. Who's checking in on me and when to see if I'm still on my medication? It says it's 6 months from now. Is the government sending me a letter? Are they, if anybody knows this, has any experience, I would just like to know. And I would like, I'm just curious.
I had a friend who,
Or is it just like, you're good now, so.
that falls a lot on the doctors, but it's also
Doctors.
It's also, though, is he seeing his doctor?
Yeah.
Is he having regular visits? Because I have a friend who has very, very bad eyesight. She's a psychic. That's part of why she believes she has her abilities, because they can't see. They've lost one sense.
Yeah.
So she has she does have her license, but it depends on what contacts or prescriptions or like eyeglasses that she has and how up to date it is. And there was a period there where she wasn't allowed to drive when like I was hanging out with her quite regularly because they needed to up her prescription and they couldn't find a company that would make the contacts or the lenses the way that they needed to be because they were so thick. Her prescription was that heavy.
Yeah.
So there was like a good 6 months where she wasn't allowed to have her license because she
Right.
couldn't see. But that was
But
her
an eye
doctor.
condition, yeah. But if you're not seeing your doctor, how do they take away the
Yeah,
license?
and it was her doctor who was monitoring that and was like, okay, now you're okay to drive. You can't for this, like it's just this brief period that you can't drive. And I know epilepsy is the same too, but again, you got to be seeing your doctor because if not, he probably hadn't seen his doctor in a while,
And lying to people around him saying he had.
and that's a big part of what did John and I watch recently where someone was schizophrenic and they stopped taking. It's very hard to get a schizophrenic to, from what I understand.
Yes.
I'm not saying this is every case, but from what I understand, with a majority of cases, it is difficult to keep because it's a paranoia. It's these people are giving me something I'm not supposed to have. So
Yeah, totally.
that's rough.
Media reporting noted that the suspect's brother had died shortly before the attack. Oh, a trigger. The death reportedly contributed to significant personal and family stress. The case raised broader questions about mental health care systems, risk assessment, and public safety. And I want to point out that understanding circumstances surrounding an event does not excuse the harm caused. The focus remains on the victims, their families, and the community affected.
If you don't understand something, people,
We
can't
can't
fix it.
Yeah. And we are true crime here, but like the scariest thing is our systems that we live in. Ooh,
But actually, because this impacts your everyday life.
It's like that phrase when somebody's like, I don't do politics. And it's like, well, politics gonna do you regardless.
Right. I love when people are like, oh, like horror movies is a big one. There's no politics in horror movies. Have you ever watched Purge?
Yeah, honestly.
Midsummer?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
politics
a lot of
in horror
politics
movies.
in horror movies.
Tons of politics. Like, and that's just one small thing that you wouldn't think is impacted by politics, but actually is.
Yeah.
So open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
All right. So there were some warning signs. Investigators and the media that were reporting indicated that the accused had experienced significant mental health challenges prior to the incident. And if it was his brother who had recently died and that was like a big trigger, he could have very well been seeing his doctor regularly.
Yeah.
And so we know stress.
Totally. And we are just speculating.
Yeah. But we're not saying he wasn't meeting doctors. He wasn't. He
Exactly.
was. But that could, not that it's excusing it, but it's
could factor in as
Yes.
to the events that led up to the tragedy of that day.
like an overwhelming, unexpected, big
Yeah.
stress, heartache. Reports describe deteriorating mental health in the period leading up to the attack.
Okay, so it seems like somebody was monitoring him.
Right? Were they held accountable? Were any of his doctors questioned? I'd like to know
Never.
about that.
Never. Why would a
I
doctor
know,
be
right?
questioned? They're done at noon. It started at 11.
That's literally my rheumatologist. I can never get a hold of the office. Authorities confirmed that the accused had previous interactions with mental health services, and these interactions included contact with psychiatric care providers before the incident. The tragedy prompted public discussions about several systematic issues. Whether individuals, one is mental health support, so whether individuals experiencing severe mental health crises are receiving sufficient care and intervention.
Well, we know they're not.
I was just
Look at
gonna
any
say-
major city. I mean, the amount of unhoused people. And I'm just going to say it. If I can't afford rent, which I almost can't, If I can't afford rent and I'm working a full-time job, which I am, and then I'm forced to live on the streets, you know what? I'd probably take up a little heroin too, because I'm tired and I'm trying to sleep and it's cold. I'm just saying.
And it's not just how shitty the economy is either, and not being able to afford
Kyle's
it.
shaking his head at me.
There are people who have suffered horrible abuse, and that's their way of coping with it as well. And there's no support for them.
None. Zero. And then, no, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it.
We both could go down like
I know.
a whole like 5-hour long episode on the mental health and addiction
We'll
crisis.
just start a
in our
podcast
area.
just for that.
We should.
Yeah.
Seriously. Anyways.
You. Yeah, you. Still haunting the same old fast fashion? Time to dig up something better with Back from the Dead Goods, a Canadian small business where forgotten threads get a second life and sustainability meets spooky. This isn't just upcycled clothing. It's resurrected fashion with an eerie edge. Handpicked, reworked, and revived, every piece is as unique as a ghost story whispered at midnight. And because you're a part of the Canadian Creepies family, you get an exclusive deal. Use code Canadian Creepies at checkout for 10% off. Find them lurking on Instagram, Etsy, and Poshmark. Links are in the episode description. Give your wardrobe a second chance at life, if you dare. Support reproductive justice in Niagara. Niagara Reproductive Justice is a grassroots collective based in the Niagara region of Ontario, working to increase visibility and access to sexual and reproductive health care. They support people seeking abortion and other essential care by offering transportation, financial assistance, logistical help, and emotional support. Here's how you can help. You can make a one-time donation. Send an e-transfer to niagarareproductivejustice@gmail.com. Your support helps cover costs like gas for volunteer drivers, overnight stays, childcare, and other urgent needs. You can also support monthly via Patreon. Join their Patreon and support the cause month to month. It's patreon.com/Niagara Reproductive Justice. And you can volunteer your time. NRJ is always looking for volunteers to help with driving, outreach, admin support, and community organizing. If you're looking to make a real impact in the Niagara region, this is a great place to start. Contact them via email or DM them on Instagram or Facebook to learn more. You can find them on Instagram at Niagara Reproductive Justice and on Facebook at Niagara Reproductive Justice. Help amplify access to reproductive care right here in our own backyard. Whether you donate, volunteer, or spread the word, you're a part of the movement. Hey creeps, it's Valerie here, and if you're anything like us, you love capturing a moment, whether it's spooky, sweet, or somewhere delightfully in between. Let me introduce you to our go-to for stunning shots, darkroom photography, based right here in the heart of the Niagara region. Mel, the brilliant eye behind the lens, is a lifestyle and creative photographer who brings a little bit of magic and maybe a touch of mystery to every session. She's got all her prices listed right on her website, super transparent, no tricks, and she runs killer seasonal specials around Mother's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and more. I'm telling you, her Halloween sessions, creepy perfection. So, if you're in the Niagara area and looking to capture memories that are hauntingly beautiful, hit up Mel at mel@darkroomphotography.ca or check out her work at www.darkroomphotography.ca. That's Darkroom Photography, where your memories come to life, even in the dark. Looking for your next obsession? The Creators Collective Podcasts is your gateway to the dark, the chilling, and the downright fascinating. We're a community of independent podcasts with one goal: to share the best in true crime, paranormal tales, folklore, and unexplained mysteries. Whether you crave cold cases that won't stay closed, haunted histories that refuse to be forgotten, or stories that make you sleep with the lights on, there's a show waiting for you in the collective. And when you join us, you're not just listening to one podcast. You're stepping into a world of creators who love this stuff as much as you do. Check out the Creators Collective today. Follow the link in our show notes to discover your next favorite podcast. We'll be waiting for you.
There's also a risk assessment and intervention, which is kind of what we were discussing earlier. Whether warning signs can be better identified and addressed before a crisis escalates. public event safety, how large public festivals are secured, and whether vehicle barriers and additional security planning should be standard at crowded street events. Because, yeah, how the hell did he get in with
they
a car?
just have gates up?
Like the little iron, like the little wire ones. And they're just like,
It's fine.
We're blocked off.
Yeah.
Closed.
Well, it would cost the city money to bring in like a tow motor to lift the cinder blocks or whatever.
Aren't these events costing, like paying
yeah,
for this
paying
stuff?
for so much.
Like,
yeah.
They're not
The revenue they bring in.
shutting down the street for free.
Yeah, they had to pay for that.
You need permits
Yep.
to have a food truck out there. So
Yep, you do.
Serenity now. Following the attack, there were calls for community leaders and officials to review event safety planning for large gatherings. The tragedy also renewed discussions about mental health resources, crisis intervention, and support systems. Is it BC or Alberta where they're like, oh, there's Narcan kits available on the streets. This is bad.
Probably BC. Probably Vancouver.
I think it saves lives.
It saves lives. I keep one in my purse at all times.
So do I.
That's right.
And then finally, there was reflections afterwards as well. Events like this often lead to difficult questions about how communities identify risk, respond to mental health crises, and protect public spaces. While investigators focus on accountability, broader discussions often focus on prevention and systematic changes.
Yeah. And there was naturally, this was very impactful to the community in Vancouver. This would be traumatic and sad and devastating. So there were memorials across Vancouver. In the days following the attack, memorials appeared across Vancouver, particularly near the site of the festival. Community members left flowers, candles, messages, and photographs to honor those who had died. Vigils were organized to allow people to gather, mourn, and support one another. Well, I'm glad they did that. Mm-hmm. The government of British Columbia declared a provincial day of mourning to honor the victims. Flags were lowered to half-mast at government buildings, and public officials urged people to support the affected families and communities. Filipino community should get that day off work every year for the rest of their lives. Leaders from across who work in Vancouver. Leaders from across the political spectrum expressed condolences and solidarity, and statements were issued by federal, provincial, and municipal leaders, acknowledging the loss and recognizing the importance of the Filipino community in Canada. The tragedy had a profound impact on Filipino Canadians, particularly in the Vancouver area. Community organizations and cultural groups helped organize vigils, memorial services, and support efforts. And many community leaders referenced the Filipino cultural concept of bayanihan. Bayanihan refers to community cooperation, mutual aid, and collective support during difficult times. In the aftermath of the attack, this spirit of unity was reflected in the community's efforts to support grieving families and survivors. And in moments of tragedy, communities often respond not only with grief, but with solidarity and care for one another. The response to the attack showed how people across Vancouver and across Canada came together in remembrance. But we shouldn't have to come together in remembrance. We should just have adequate support systems for our friends who are mentally ill. Thank you.
I wonder how this raises another question that just came to me. He was an immigrant. So how well healthcare in general was he receiving?
Yeah. What was the quality of his healthcare?
As a woman, everything gets passed off as I need to lose weight and stop being anxious.
That's right.
I've diagnosed 90% of my own health issues and taken it to
You're good.
a doctor and been like, can we look at this? And they're like, oh, you do have this. And I'm like, I've been trying to get you to diagnose me with this for 9 months and you've told me it wasn't, but thank you. So for an immigrant, I wonder how hard it was for him to actually get. That's something else to take into consideration. Sometimes it's not just mental health, it's also
access and barriers.
I mean, in Ontario right now,
Doug Ford is starving our fucking. It's not the immigrants' fault. Doug Ford's starving our healthcare system. It's by billions.
Because he wants to privatize it.
Yeah, and I don't know what he's doing with those billions of dollars. I literally could not tell you. Somebody should investigate that.
You know what else I thought about the other day too was during COVID.
Oh, spending $112 million on ads. Sorry.
Oh yes, he did do that.
Yeah,
Anti-tariff ads for the
anti-tariff
states.
ads and build a better Ontario, talking about like nuclear.
Oh, I've seen
energy.
those commercials all over Amazon Prime.
Fuck off.
But during COVID, he had spent like $12 million or something like that on trying to develop a watch that would beep when you were more than like 10 feet next to somebody or 8 feet, and nothing ever came of that. So
are people okay? Like,
where did that money go?
This man? Okay, let's.
But yeah, we digress.
Fuck. He's already got Creep of the Week twice. I can't give it to him again.
I mean,
you can't have it again if he earns it.
We should just devote an episode just to
Creep
him.
of the Week. Yeah. Creep of the Year.
All right. There are two truths. There's no clear ideological motive here. Investigators stated that the attack was not being treated as terrorism. Police reported no evidence of ideological or extremist motivations.
Like he just did it.
Yeah.
He just was.
It wasn't like a religious bring on the end of days.
Nope.
These people are different than me. It was
just a tragic event.
Opportunity.
Or like, yeah.
Just.
But if he was in a schizophrenic, you don't know what he was seeing.
Yeah. Also that.
I want to know who gave him
delusions.
access to a vehicle in that state after his brother died. Maybe take the keys. But also he's an adult, so it's like 30 years old, so I can't like blame everyone.
But at the same time,
our healthcare system.
If you know he's unwell, would you give keys to to somebody who's been drinking all day, even though they're an adult? So it's I feel like somebody else should be held accountable for this, not just like he did it.
For sure. But whoever like his, I don't know, his support, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think more needs to be investigated.
Yes. And this wasn't like even a year ago, so I'm sure they are
more
still
will likely, yeah.
Yeah, more will surface.
Mm-hmm.
Tragedies like this can quickly become simplified into headlines or statistics. But behind every number, there are individual lives, families, and communities that have been changed forever. The attack also prompted wider public conversations about public safety, how large public events can be protected, whether additional physical barriers and safety planning should be considered, mental health care, how communities respond to people experiencing severe mental health crises. And communities are actually, it's not just the politicians, it is the stigmatisms and the negative stereotypes that also don't help. So check yourselves there as well.
Check yourselves.
And whether or not existing systems provide adequate support and intervention for mental health care.
They don't.
They do not.
Newsflash. I don't know if anybody's looked at their downtown core lately.
Or just their city in general.
Have a look around. Open your eyes. Thank you. That's my catchphrase today is thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks.
I would say we should get that on a t-shirt, but that's...
On a repurp?
Yes, that's where I was going.
One day.
All right.
Working on it.
How communities come together after violence was another focus, and how cultural celebrations and public spaces can continue despite these tragedies. Because, it's not fair to completely, this is somebody's tradition.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be like, nope, gone forever. Sorry about your luck. This one person
ruined it.
One incident. Sorry about your luck. Has the states closed any of their schools?
Not once. Nope. Not once.
Events like this force communities to hold two difficult truths at once. Acknowledge that the harm occurred, and remembering the people whose lives were lost or changed. The story of Lapu-Lapu Day Attack is not defined by the act of violence, only by the act of violence. It is also defined by the lives and the victims, and the grief of the families, and the resilience of the community that continues to remember them.
Yes. The Lapu-Lapu Day Festival was meant to be a celebration of Filipino heritage, resistance, and community. Families gathered to share food, music, and culture in a public space meant for connection and joy. What began as a celebration ended in tragedy that deeply affected families, survivors, and the broader Vancouver community. 11 people lost their lives that evening. Dozens more were injured, and behind each name is a family, a network of friends, and a community that continues to grieve. The story of April 26, 2025 is not only about the act of violence that occurred that night. It is also about the people who were there to celebrate their culture and the community that came together afterward to mourn and support one another. The story of that night is not only about violence, it is about community and the lives that continue to echo long after the sirens fade. Ready for the current case?
I am. I force Val to do these because I don't read up on anything before, and I'm like, story time!
Okay. This week's current case. Rethinking public event safety in Canada. Ooh. I know, so exciting. There is a growing focus on event safety. In recent years, cities across Canada have begun redesigning how public events are planned and secured. The shift focuses on proactive risk assessment, meaning potential threats are evaluated before events take place rather than reacting after incidents occur. You just know men have been running shit. Because why? Why that? Why wait till someone drives through a crowd to... Well, no. We're not going to spend the money. We're not going to bother spending the money putting the cement barriers up to make sure no cars will come through when they likely will not. They haven't ever one time.
Us politicians have to pay for our prostitutes and cocaine. Sorry.
That's right. Allegedly. This is all alleged. I know nothing about Vancouver politicians.
Even though I did appreciate what he did for the city of Toronto, I was thinking of Rob Ford. He did do really good things for their TTC.
Yes. Okay, back to the scary rethinking public event safety in Canada. Municipal governments, police services, and private event organizers are increasingly working together during early planning stages to assess safety needs. Many municipalities are moving toward mandatory risk assessments for public events.
Mandatory
risk assessments. They were like, meaning potential threats are evaluated before events take place rather than reacting after the events occur, as I just said. Municipal governments, police services, and private event I just read this, didn't I? Or is it similar? I'm just going back on myself. I'm sorry.
I lost my point too.
Okay. Mandatory risk assessments for public events. These assessments evaluate factors such as event size, location, expected crowd density, and nearby traffic access. The results determine what level of security and infrastructure is required.
Think about how many other things that we proactively do in our lives to
like we brush
not
our
get
teeth.
hurt. You baby-proof your house.
We look both ways before we cross the street.
We put on a seatbelt when we get into the car.
And the powers that be have just been taking our tax dollars and shoving it up their asses instead of making sure we stay safe.
Security?
Who needs it?
What? Nah.
Who needs it when I could have a Tesla?
Let's just get some volunteers.
My daughter wants to go to Queens. Fuck her. Just kidding. I'm a girl's girl. Just kidding. Where was it? One of the largest changes involves hostile vehicle mitigation, often referred to as HVM. These strategies focus on preventing vehicles from entering pedestrian-heavy areas.
Sounds like an STD.
Methods include heavy vehicle barriers, movable security barricades, temporary road closures. Cities like Vancouver have begun developing permanent frameworks for using vehicle barriers in public spaces during events. New safety planning is also incorporating advanced technology. Some proposed or tested tools include AI-assisted surveillance, drones for crowd monitoring, predictive analytics to identify risks, and biometric systems such as facial recognition or fingerprint identification. These technologies aim to help identify potential threats in real time. I don't know how I feel about, why do you need my fucking fingerprints if I'm going to the park for a cultural event?
Right, I'm going to go listen to a band play some music.
I'm going to see a local band. You don't need my fingerprint for that.
Yeah, that's a bit...
You don't need my biometrics to, like, I understand predictive analytics to identify risks, and I also don't agree with drones for crowd monitoring or AI assisted surveillance. Just pay the people to do it. Pay the people with their own eyes to do it. And train them properly to not touch anyone. Train them properly and remind them, hey, your fucking job is to keep cool. And that's what we're paying you to keep cool.
Maybe to not be racist either, because I feel like this could open a lot of racial issues. Especially like, I know this particular case we've talked about, we have stated that it isn't an act of terrorism, but when you think about a lot
racial
of
profiling.
Yeah. Like when 9/11 happened, anybody who was East Indian going through an airport was immediately pulled aside and they were like, oh, we need to check you for a bomb.
Oh, fucking brutal.
And I feel like that opens the door for
there better be policy loopholes.
Yeah.
And hey, I wanted to say this on the podcast. Everybody's going to love this idea I came up with. Three things. Just before we finish that. First thing, insurance companies in Canada and anywhere in the States where you need two different types of tires based on the season.
Right.
And we're paying out the ass for insurance, and my premium... If my premium is going to go up, whether it's my fault or not, when I get into an accident, you know what I mean? It goes up either way. You should have to throw in my tires, and there should be some sort of government buyback program. Get into partnerships with mechanics. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Everybody line up, get your new tires. Everybody line up, get your new tires. Included in there, how many millions of Canadians would be pulled out of poverty if fucking tires were included? With our insurance payments. So many.
Fuck.
Thank you. I won't be running for prime minister, but I do feel like it is that easy to just like put a policy in play and just be like, sorry, insurance company. Everybody's like, well, we live in a capitalistic society. Well, how's that working out? How's that working out for us?
Because it's not.
It's not working out
we
for us.
have no middle class anymore.
There's no middle class.
And I feel like that idea would actually be like good for trade work.
Good for trade work, good for the environment, good for local businesses. All the insurance companies partner with like different local mechanics. Like, get them policy, get somebody on it. I have another one.
I love you.
Veterinarians, I fucking love you. I know you had to learn a lot to do what you do. I know you had to pay a lot for school. That does not mean that you should be pricing people out of pet ownership. That does not mean that you can charge so much that nobody can own pets, because people keep breeding pets and breeders are not going to stop, and people are not going to stop owning pets. So taking advantage of that fact is fucking rude. Now, there should be policy in that too, just for like basic things. Yeah. You shouldn't be able to charge more than X amount for like basic, like, you know what I'm saying? And
a lot of people use pets nowadays for support animals, like, especially now that
I would argue all of us use pets for support animals.
Yes.
Every person with a pet.
So if somebody has like a legally registered support animal, registered with the government, I can take it into
government pays for
these people are usually people who like are on welfare.
Yeah.
So how are they paying for these support animals that they have?
Yeah. No.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity, for sure.
Frustrated.
And the last one was, now I'm with Fizz, so I pay $50 for me and my dad's phone. That's it, $50. Me and my dad's phone.
I'm changing phone plans.
You've got to switch to Fizz.
I pay $110.
Switch to Fizz.
Fucking TELUS.
Keep that phone. Switch to Fizz.
I can't.
You have to send it back.
Yeah, it's
fine. They'll do it. You can do like pre-loved phones.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a fuck.
So do that with Fizz, and then you own your phone.
John and I can go on a plan together.
Yeah, and then you will own your phone, and you use my code, and you get some gigabytes, and the gigabytes roll over. So anything you don't use. I have like 126 gigabytes right now. This is a Quebec company. Anyway, but what I'm saying, fizz.ca. But it's a Quebec company. It doesn't have a parent. Its parent company is called Quebecor, which is a telecommunications company out of Quebec. They just have the towers already, and they were like, fucking, why not? Let's make it affordable and sustainable environmentally. See, always trust a French Canadian to get some shit done. I don't know how many times I have to say this on this fucking podcast. How many times? Like the French Canadians. Anyway.
Canada has the highest
cell
phone provider in the world.
This is what I'm about to say. Policy that shit. What the fuck? How many millions of Canadians are lifted out of poverty for their phone bill?
I pay $110
for one person. How many gigabytes do you get?
I think I get like 25.
I get 25, but it's unlimited calls, text. I'll tell you how much I pay right now.
I do get unlimited. Like I get everything. It's because I'm technically listed as a business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I don't get any. If anything, it's more annoying because I can't have my number blocked on like the do not call list.
Yeah.
So I get so many of those scams calls. And I'm an asshole about it. I will answer the phone and be like, John's like, you're so petty. I'm like, I'm frustrated.
You're like, I'm tired.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Okay, we're going to get back into it. So those are my 3 ideas. Policy. Mm-hmm. And think about and have people, anyway, it's another podcast. Security planning now places more emphasis on trained personnel, like we said, and crowd management strategies. Training often includes de-escalation techniques, nonviolent crowd control, and coordinated emergency response procedures. This all sounds great. I like what they're doing with it. Should already be a thing, but it's 2026. I don't know why it's taken us this long to get there, but here we are. As events increasingly rely on digital ticketing and online infrastructure, cybersecurity has become part of event safety planning. Organizers are implementing protections against data breaches, AI-driven phishing, ransomware attacks targeting event systems, and that's fair. The challenges are that these safety upgrades also bring new challenges. Increased security measures can lead to higher costs for community events, particularly when police presence and heavy barriers are required. The government should eat that cost to make sure that community can still gather. Cities are also working to clarify who is responsible for different aspects of event security, including municipal staff, emergency services, and private organizers. Doesn't matter. Take it out of
Get it done.
Pay the people. Get it done and pay the people. Municipal leaders face a key challenge, keeping public gatherings safe while maintaining open, welcoming community spaces. The goal is to avoid turning festivals and celebrations into heavily restricted environments while still protecting attendees. Experts describe this shift as moving toward all hazards planning. Instead of preparing for one specific threat, safety plans are designed to address a wide range of possible risks. Wow. Who's the big brain who came up with that idea?
Again, if you did it for cars, you do it for houses, you do it for travel, you do it for work.
Well, I don't know why it wouldn't be considered a large community event. Many cities are now considering integrating these safety measures into long-term municipal infrastructure planning. Good idea. Straight up. Public events are central to community life, from cultural festivals to concerts and markets. As safety planning evolves, cities across Canada are trying to answer an important question. How do you protect large gatherings without losing the openness that makes them meaningful in the first place? Well, listen, some cement blocks, making sure a car can't drive through, that people can still walk through, that is a real great solution.
They did put up some cement blocks we're in Niagara and where the falls is. Yeah. They did put up some cement blocks a few years when that guy it was maybe a decade ago. Mm-hmm. I can't remember his name. Phillison, if you know who I'm talking about. He had I think it was like at a mall or a busy street, and he was just pissed because women weren't dating him. So he got into a car and drove in, killed a bunch of people and drove through barriers and everything.
Oh my God.
And then it was shortly after that the falls actually, in certain areas of the parkway, they put up cement blocks.
So that way you can't do that.
Yeah.
That way
and they never took them down. They've been there ever since.
Just keep them there. There's no charge for that. No charge for safety. And pay the people who are keeping people safe. That's what I have to say.
I mean, if they're putting their lives at risk,
Give Doug Ford less money. Get some.
He makes over $800 a day.
He should.
Basket weaving? Are you kidding me right now?
Basket weaving. He won't get. I don't think he'll get in again because he just fucked with everybody's kids and grandkids. Even a conservative is going to be like. Even a conservative like person is going to be like, well, he just fucked my. Unless they're lonely and don't have any dependents who will need OSAP at any time ever. Which, I'm sorry you're lonely.
As somebody who took OSAP, I can tell you that money didn't go to me. It went
goes right to the school.
The university and the college. Because I did Brock and I did Niagara College.
Yeah.
I saw maybe $500 of that, and I was supposed to live off of that for 2 semesters. I wasn't taking trips for spring break with that.
Yeah. Give the kids more money and give it to them for free.
He's so far removed from what the people are actually doing in their day-to-day lives
that he has
how are you a politician? You don't know anything. Your reality is so opposite end of the spectrum from ours. You should have nothing to do with politics.
Exactly. That's why you should vote for me, Valerie, for the Premier of Ontario. Vote for me. You
got my vote.
Thanks. All right. Imagine if I just you can't. It's not that easy. You have to it's like
I mean,
hundreds
it's not like
of thousands
in the States
of dollars.
Where anybody could run for president.
No, you can just write your name on the ballot. Well, this is Canadian Creepies. I don't know. You can follow me at Radio Valerie, at Canadian Creepies, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting one. Oh, speakpipe.com/Canadian Creepies.
Yep.
Nominate your Creep of the Week. Let us know your hometown haunt.
Current case.
Or your current case.
And you can follow me at Down the Crooked Path on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and everywhere you listen to your podcasts.
Everywhere. And we'll see you next time. Well, we won't see you. You'll hear us.
You'll hear us.
And you'll hear us next time.
We'll yap at you later.
We'll yap at you later. We'll creep you later.
Creep you later.